Amazon prepares to retrain a third of its U.S. workforce. Oh, wow. U.S. companies are increasingly paying up to retrain workers as new technologies transform the workplace and companies struggle to recruit talent in one of the hottest job markets in decades. Amazon is the latest example of a large employer committing to help its workers gain new skills. The online retailer said Thursday it plans to spend $700 million over about 6 years to retrain a third of its U.S. auto workforce as automation, machine learning, and other technology upends the way many of its employees do their jobs. Companies are varied as AT&T, Walmart, JP Morgan, and Chase, and Accenture have embarked on efforts to prepare workers for new roles. At a time of historically low unemployment, coupled with rapid digital transformation that requires high-tech job skills, more U.S. companies said they want to help their employees transition to new positions, and they have their bottom line squarely in focus. Many have concluded that they must coach existing staff to take on different types of work or face a dire talent shortage, said Ryan Carson, founder and chief executive of Treehouse, a firm that pairs tech apprentices, often from underrepresented groups, with employers and helps retrain them. It's the beginning of the flood, said Mr. Carlson. We're basically just going back to a time where companies would invest in their own workforces. The prospects for such retraining initiatives remain uncertain. Many companies are assessing whether it is more economical to train their current workers or lay them off in favor of new hires with the needed skills. Those who have studied retraining programs said that reskilling can boost employee morale and keep workers from leaving a company. But that not everybody but not everybody has the capacity or the will to prepare themselves for a new role. Amazon's promise to upgrade the skills of its workforce, reported by the Wall Street Journal Thursday, represents one of the biggest corporate retraining initiatives on record and breaks down on about $7,000 per worker, or about $1,200 a year through 2025. By comparison, large employers with 10,000 workers or more that were surveyed by the Association for Talent Development reported spending an average of $500 per worker on training in 2007. Amazon said that it would retrain 100,000 workers in total by expanding existing training programs and rolling out new ones meant to help its employees move into more advanced jobs inside the company or find new careers outside of it. The training is voluntary and mostly free for employees and won't obligate participation to remain at Amazon, the Seattle-based company said. Hourly workers in fulfillment centers can retrain for IT support roles, such as managing the machines that operate throughout the facilities. For non-technical corporate workers, there will be the chance to spend several years retraining as software engineers without going back to college. Technology is changing our society, and it's certainly changing the work, said Jeff Wilkes, chief executive of Amazon's worldwide consumer business, describing the initiative as a way to help workers prepare for the future for the opportunities of the future. A challenge common to many corporate retraining efforts is predicting which skills will be needed even a few years in advance. The game of picking winners means you often pick losers, said Jeff Stroll, director of research at the Georgetown University Center of Education and Workforce. Amazon, like many corporations, has struggled to find enough technical employees, and Mr. Wilk said the company sees a growing number of its jobs, including a technical component in the future. The company has more than 20K open jobs in the U.S., more than half of them in Seattle, and recently a suburb of Washington, D.C., as a site for another headquarters, where it expects to employ 25,000 people with an average annual compensation of 15 yuan, which is $150,000. Wow. Sure. Amazon has been criticized for its treatment of workers in recent years by labor groups and lawmakers. For example, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, a Democratic presidential candidate, tweeted in March that the company must significantly improve working conditions at its warehouse and respect workers' rights to form a union. On Thursday, the United Food and Commercial Workers International Union, which has been pushing to organize Amazon workers, said it opposed the retraining program. The group said Amazon's adoption of automation will lead to massive job loss that would cripple our entire economy. The company has 630,600 full-time and part-time employees worldwide in the quarter ended March 31st. It has about 275,000 full-time U.S. employees. Amazon said it has made a series of moves in recent years to improve compensation for its workers and provide them access to educational opportunities. Last year, the company raised the minimum wage for its U.S. employees to $15 an hour. Peter Capelli, a management professor at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School, said Amazon's program will likely help the company recruit and retrain workers amid fierce competition from rivals. It's not altruistic, he said. There's some hard-nosed business decision-making behind this. Some of the programs offered by Amazon include more advanced training. Its machine learning university will be open to thousands of software engineers with computer science backgrounds to take graduate-level machine learning skills courses without going back to college. The training programs could help Amazon's workers find jobs in different industries, the company said. It is expanding a program for fulfillment center employees called Amazon Career Choice that pays 95% of tuition and fees for certificates and degrees in high-demand fields, such as nursing and aircraft mechanics. Even though Amazon doesn't offer employment in those fields,